But one has to find out what is the relationship of the teacher to the student.
Yes. Yes, I quite see that. Of
What
course.
is the relation? Is he merely an informer, in giving information to the child? Any machine can do that.
Oh, yes, the library is filled with
And
it.
any machine can.
Sure.
Or what is his relationship? Does he put himself on a pedestal up there and the student down there? Or is the relationship between the teacher and the student, is it a relationship in which there is learning on the part of the teacher as well as the student? Learning.
Yes.
Not I have learned and I'm going to teach you. Therefore, in that, there is a division between the teacher and the student. But when there is learning on the part of the teacher as well as on the part of the student, there is no division. Both are learning.
Yes.
And therefore, that relationship brings about a companionship,
A sharing.
a sharing,
A sharing, yes.
and taking a journey together. And therefore, an infinite care on both sides. So it means, how is the teacher to teach mathematics or whatever it is to the student, and yet teach it in such a way that you awaken the intelligence in the child, not about mathematics.
No, of course not. No, yes. Yes.
And how do you bring this act of teaching in which there is order? Because mathematics means order. The highest form of order is mathematics. Now, how will you convey to the student in teaching mathematics that there should be order in his life? Not order according to a blueprint. That's not order. You've heard?
Yes, yes.
Therefore, it's a creative teaching. Not create. It's a teaching. It's an act of learning all the time. So it's a living thing. Not something I've learned and I'm going to impart it to you. What is the relationship of the teacher to the student in education? Is he training him merely to conform? Is he training him to cultivate mere memory, like a machine? Is he training, or is he helping him to learn about life? Not just about sex, the life, the whole immensity of living, the complexity of it, which we're not doing.
No.
When you feel responsible, there is a flowering of real affection. A flowering of care for a child. And you don't train him or cultivate or condition him to go and kill another for the sake of your country. You follow? All that is involved in it. So we come to a point where a human being, as he is now, so conditioned to be irresponsible, how is that, what are the serious people going to do with the irresponsible people. You understand? Education, politics, religion, everything is making human beings irresponsible. I'm not exaggerating, this is so.
Oh, no, you're not exaggerating. Yes.
Now, I see this as a human being. I say, what am I to do? You follow, sir? What is my responsibility in face of the irresponsible?
Well, if it's to start anywhere, as we say in English, it must start at home. It would have to
At
start
home.
with me.
So I say, that's the whole point. I have to start with me.
Right.
Then if from that question arises, then you can't do anything about the irresponsible.
No, exactly.
No, sir. Something strange takes place.
Oh, I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. What I meant by replying there is that I don't attack the irresponsible.
No.
No. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Something strange takes place, which is consciousness. The irresponsible consciousness is one thing.
Yes.
And the consciousness of responsibility is another. Now, when the human being is totally responsible, that responsibility unconsciously enters into the irresponsible mind. I don't know if I'm conveying anything.
Yes, no, go ahead.
So look, I'm irresponsible. Suppose I'm irresponsible. You are responsible. You can't do anything consciously with me. Because the more you actively operate on me, I resist.
That's right. That's what I meant by no attacking.
Attacking. I react violently to you. I build wall against you. I hurt you. I do all kinds of things. But you see that you cannot do anything consciously, actively. Let's put it that way.
Designedly.
Planned, which is what they're all trying to do. But if you can talk to me, to my unconscious, because the unconscious is much more active.
Oh, yes.
Much more alert, much more sees the danger, much quicker than the conscious. So it's much more sensitive. So if you can talk to me, to the unconscious, that operates. So you don't actively, designedly attack the irresponsible. They have done it. And they have made a mess of it.
Oh, yes, it compounds, complicates the thing further.
Whereas if you talk to him, you talk to me, but your whole inward intention is to show how irresponsible I am, what his responsibility means. You follow?
Yes.
You care. In other words, you care for me.
Yes. I was chuckling because the complete and total opposite crossed my mind, and it just seemed so absolutely absurd. Yes. No. I'm.
You care for me
I do.
because I am irresponsible. You follow?
Exactly.
Therefore, you care for me, and therefore you are watching, not to hurt me, not to. You follow? In that way, you penetrate very, very deeply into my unconscious. And that operates unknowingly when I'm suddenly I say, by Joe, how you follow? That operates. I have seen this, sir, in operation, because I've talked for 50 years, unfortunately or fortunately, to large audiences. Tremendous resistance to anything new.
Yes.
Say, if I say, don't read sacred books, which I say all the time, because you are just conforming. Obey. You're not living, you're living according to some book that you have read. Immediately there is resistance. Who are you to tell us?
Not to do something.
Not to do this or to do that. So I say, all right. See, I go on pointing out. I'm not trying to change them. I'm not doing propaganda, because I don't believe in propaganda. It's a lie. So I say, look what you do when you are irresponsible. You are destroying your children. You send them to war, to be killed and to be maimed and to kill and to maim. Is that act of love? Is that affection? Is that care? Why do you do it? And I go into it. They get bewildered. They don't know what to do. So it begins to slowly seep in.
Well, at first, it's such a shock. It sounds positively subversive to some.
Oh, absolutely,
yes.
absolutely subversive.
Of course. Yes, but...
So we enter into now something, which is my relationship to another, when there is total responsibility, in which freedom and care go together. I do not, the mind has no image in relationship at all. Because the image is the division. Where there is care, there is no imagination, no image.